This lesson is making your exit. The objectives for this lesson are to figure out what is an exit strategy, when you might want to sell the business, how to sell your business, and then the process by which you will make this exit. So what is an exit strategy? An exit strategy is how you will leave your business. And there are many questions that you need to consider when you're ready to do this. Like, when will you exit? How will you exit? How much do you want for it? Are you going to sell your business? Who will you sell it to? What happens to your clients? What happens to your employees? And what are you going to do with yourself afterwards? So let's answer a lot of those questions. Like the first one, when you want to sell. Well, you want to sell when business is good. You do not want to have any bottom feeders coming out just to give you a fire sale price on your business. You want to maximize your profit, and the time to do that is when business is good. When your business has been growing for a few years in a row is the best time because purchasers like to see an upward trend in your business. You also want to make sure you sell before you become too burned out. Purchasers are most likely going to want you to stay on for a certain period of time. So the date in which you want to sell is probably sooner than you think, and it's never too soon to start thinking about exiting because most likely it will take you a few years to prepare and to get it sold. When I sold my business, it took about 3 years from start to finish. The next thing to ask is, how are you going to sell your business? Well, you could do an employee buyout. You could leave it to your kids. You can do a merger. You could be acquired, or you may simply just walk away and retire. Let's take a look at employee buyout. This is where you get one or several key employees. They provide you with an upfront amount, plus they then make payments to you over several years. Now, the advantages to an employee buyout is you get an income stream for many years, plus a little bit of money up front. Also, the employees, they already know the business, and your customers are probably already familiar with your employees. So it's really kind of a good way to go if you can. The disadvantages is you may not have the employees with the means to buy you out, and the business may fail without you there, and you may end up not getting all the money you planned on if things go south. Another option is to leave it to the kids. Let them continue to run the business. Now, this does assume that they've been involved with the business because there's, again, advantages. They know the business. It stays in the family. Customers will probably be familiar with them. Of course, some disadvantages is for multiple kids, there could be some fighting, and this could lead to some family strife. So you do need to be a little bit careful here. Another option is to do a merger. You find a complementary company to merge with. Very similar like I talked about during the lean times where you could team up with a complementary company. You could ask them if they want to buy you. And the advantages are that sometimes the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. So it can be a really good synergy a lot of times. The disadvantages are different cultures could cause problems. It could fail if the two owners can't work together, and you're probably going to need to stay in the business longer than maybe you want to. An acquisition is always another option where you get acquired by another company, and this could actually be a competitor or a complementary business. The advantages are that you generally get a little bit more money up front from this type of a sale. You can set a definite end date of when you are done. The disadvantages, though, is you may not get what you want for the company, and they may want you to stay on longer than you want, and the new company is probably going to want to pay you over several years, and if they don't grow the company, you might be selling for less because there may be some sort of earn-out on this acquisition. There may be some issues here that you need to think about. Another thing is they may want to give you stock options. Well, that's a little risky because you're assuming they're going to grow the company and that the stock will then grow. All of these are options for a buyout. Okay, they each have advantages and disadvantages. If you have a very small business, then maybe you don't even try to sell it. Maybe you just gradually phase out your clients. You finish projects, but you don't really take on any more. Maybe you refer clients to someone else and you work out an arrangement where, you have a friend in the same business or even a competitor in the same business. And what you do is you get a portion of each referral from your company for a specified time period. So that could work as well. And then basically at that point, you're retired. So maybe you've decided that it's now time to think about an exit strategy. Well, first thing, determine what you want for your company. Now, you may not get it, but you never know. Decide what method you're going to use. Are you going to do an employee buyout, the kids, a merger, an acquisition? Have a business evaluation done. Now, for this, you want to hire a professional. Now, your accountant may be able to help you with a little bit of this. Hiring a professional to do this, it's going to cost you a few thousand to even tens of thousands. Kind of depends on how big and complicated your business is. Probably the first start would be ask your accountant if he would have a good idea. Now, you want to keep it confidential. This whole process, you do not want to let anyone in the company know until an agreement has been signed with whoever is purchasing you. Otherwise, employees get nervous and they might want to leave. And that could then affect your business because you're not going to be able to sell it if everybody leaves. Next, you want to create a business prospectus. Now, this is just a marketing brochure for your business that describes your business in detail, describes past performance, and describes any future projections. You can then advertise that business yourself on some business for sale websites. Now, this is a least expensive method. And then you just wait for businesses to come to you. You can also contract with a business broker. Now, it's a little more expensive, but they can definitely add a lot of value to your prospectus. Plus, they're going to bring you some good prospective buyers. On a business for sale website, you'll get a lot of bottom feeders. So I personally have always recommended a business broker. It will cost you a percentage of the sale. So you need to work that out of what that's going to be, how much that percentage is going to be with your business broker. But generally, you should end up with more money even after their commission. You're definitely going to need a team of people to help you with this exit process. They should specialize in business sales. So business broker is your first one. They're going to bring you those prospective buyers. You're going to want to have a set of lawyers to handle all the paperwork, handle any intellectual property rights or anything else dealing with that sale, and your accountant, because they're going to be able to explain to you any tax ramifications. They're going to prepare financials for the prospective buyers. So you need a team in place to handle this exit process. In this lesson, we talked about how it's important to develop an exit strategy early because it's going to take some time to sell. From the beginning that you decide to that end, it could be a couple of years. You also need to consider how you want to sell it. You're going to want to hire a business broker, in my opinion, and then surround yourself with a good team of accountants and lawyers. In this course, we saw the advantages and disadvantages to owning a business. Consider if you are ready for entrepreneurship before you dive in. You must be really good at what you do. You should be familiar with general business ownership concepts. Marketing and sales must always be in your mind. Need to consider the financial aspects of owning a business. You need to be good at money management. Always save and be planning for rainy days. Client management is necessary. And determine the best time to plan your exit. So where do you go from here? Well, I would highly suggest you read and take courses on entrepreneurship. Take a self-assessment. I have one actually in the labs for this course. Ask yourself, do I have enough money? Do I have buy-in from my partner? Do I have a good network? You want to create a business plan and then seek out the Small Business Administration or other business organizations to help you refine your plans. And if you feel ready, I say, go for it.